Well, joining me now is Hyde, a consulting fellow with the Middle East and North Africa program at Chatham House. Hyde, welcome to the show. I wonder just what your sense is, as we try to take stock of this delicate ceasefire and whether, of course, crucially, whether it'll hold. What are you hearing from those on the ground, and whether this is an opportunity potentially for further opening and a political engagement here?
Thank you for having me. As you mentioned, the transitional government in Syria withdrew its forces from Sweida, which is basically a good sign because it stopped the fighting between two factions and the forces affiliated with Damascus. However, the situation there is far from being stable. We have been hearing today about violations being committed against some of the Bedouin communities, and those are the communities that had the initial fighting with Druze factions, which led to Damascus sending troops in order to stabilize the situation there. So the minute the troops withdrew, the sort of violations resumed there. And then in addition to that, there are reports about basically tribal forces being mobilized from other different parts of Syria, and they are fighting now the Druze factions in Sweida. So despite the fact that the fighting between the official sort of factions or official forces and Sweida factions have stopped, the fighting is still ongoing.
And what it does really underscore, Hyde, is just how fragile Syria's transition government really remains. How much of a challenge with, these sectarian divisions you were just outlining there, how much will this be of a challenge for the new leader, for al-Shara, who, of course, is trying to consolidate power? How would you think he's going to navigate this?
It's the main question right now because, as you mentioned, those are tensions and issues that go beyond the recent clashes. There has been disagreement between Sweida actors and Damascus over the political transition. There has been historical grievances, whether between different communities in Syria or between different sects, and those issues have not been dealt with thoroughly by the transitional authorities. The transitional authorities have been prioritizing sort of moving fast in order to reboost the economy, try to reintegrate the main military factions, but we have not seen much work on sort of building trust between communities, addressing the sectarian narrative that is being currently circulated online, not dealing with the incitement of violence by different groups and communities in Syria, which has led to other episodes of sectarian violence over the past few months. And I think what's needed is to ensure that there are clear mechanisms to ensure that the protection of all groups, especially the minority communities that are under attack, and then come up with clear mechanisms to address those issues.
Hyde, I'd really appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. Thank you very much indeed for coming on.
Thank you.